Hi, welcome to the J Loco double O gauge model room known as Grosland. Well, what a day it's been. Early morning, up, out, travelling across the network to get to Birmingham and the NEC. Now it's been a number of years. I worked it out, I think 3 years since I was at a model show at the NEC, which was last time Wally went there. So I thought, okay, November, I think this is, I can't remember the name of the show, but it's a model show, like railway modelling anyway. It's took the place that Wally used to have there. Nowhere near as good, sorry, it wasn't. It was an ordeal. I've got to be honest, I only lasted a few hours there and I was glad to leave, I'm ashamed to say. Best part about the show, a few guys that I've seen off here and a few off Instagram, lovely to see you, but I think we were all feeling the same as well whenever we were talking and bumping into each other. It was like, oh, this is just too much. For me, it was like a really big hall. It was the normal hall, where Wally used to be, for those who used to go. So it's a massive hall, as you know, but it perhaps took up half of the space of the hall, I would say. You went down to one part and then literally you then had to go across because they'd fenced it off. It was just a dead end of space. And then you went across a little bit and then it went up slightly and then across a bit again. And all of the back part was totally kind of, well, there was a massive gap, massive area, and then just lots and lots of food wagons, like vans, like selling obviously various fast food, and in front of that, massive amount of seating area. So beyond that, look, space where the exhibitors used to go, like that was behind the vans. There was more gaps and space. So, and then you kind of went down the opposite side, say, and there was this, like, they call it, I think it was called the world stage, or it was some form of stage anyway, and that was behind like these glass like a fake glass wall, and God knows how many rows of seats in there, and apparently various people were sat on the stage talking about, I don't know, how the weather stuff, and the guy that used to be at Hornby, Simon, and he said Fuller, but that was the Spice Girls manager, wasn't it? So anyway, the other Simon, people like that on the hour, and that took up more space, shall we say. So I think if you took away the food wagons, you took away the empty gaps, and you took away that stage, you could probably fit in a village hall. I don't know. So of course everything seemed to be very crammed together, and the sales stalls that were there, I gave up. It was like 3 deep constantly, 3 deep plus rucksacks deep, and to try and look at anything or get to anything, I nearly got took out, or I did get took out a few times, but at least 5 times by rucksacks. And it was at that point where I was like, I've really had enough. So I did pick up a few purchases from, dare I say, landscaping stores. Weren't as bad. You could actually get near and they were almost pleasurable. But to try and look at any of the Loco stores, it was like hard work. And I know I've put a few stories out on Instagram and I've had a few replies from a few other people that were either there or know people that were, and they're all saying the same thing. So yeah, will I go back? Probably not, I'm afraid, no. I actually think maybe Wally at Stratfold has spoiled me because it's so nice. You can, there's space, you can look at things, you can get to things. But the other thing I notice here, I don't just necessarily want sales and sales and sales, or, you know, people being pushed at you or whatever. I like to see what people have created. I like to see layouts. I like to watch trains run. There didn't seem to be too many of those. So I think perhaps maybe Wally used to fill that hall because they have so many fantastic layouts and guys that create layouts. And maybe there wasn't so many takers on people who wanted to exhibit their actual layout rather than sell something here. That's the only thing I could think about because, yeah. I am hoping to go to Model Rail Scotland, is it? Next year, and I must admit I walked out of here earlier today thinking I don't know if I want to go anymore, but fortunately I did bump into a couple of the rail nuts on the way out, and I was talking to them, and I did say to them about Glasgow next year, and they said no, it's so much nicer, so much better and more pleasant. They've encouraged me to still go. So my Scottish people out there that might be watching, tell me about your show. Tell me you know, how good it is. So let me show you the few things I did pick up, and they were trees. So let me show you. So I very loosely, precariously placed them here for now. But aren't they beautiful? I actually wished I'd filmed the guy trying to get it into a paper bag because that did gather more interested watchers than that stage area did at one point. So people quite enjoyed watching him do that. So there's the one. Look at this beauty. Now, I have got a bit of a branch accident on this one. I'm not sure. I did have a mishap fetching him out of the bag, but he did have trouble getting this one in too. So I'm not sure whether it was me or the bag that's done that. But I just love the colour. I love the colours on those. And I'm actually thinking that one's might stay there because it kind of goes nice with the autumnal ones there. And then there's this little one here I had, which was an easier buy. There we go. The Model Tree Shop, yes, that was the name of the stall. I believe they're perhaps York way. Now, if you like what you're seeing here, you like these trees, apparently he said to me, do you want some more? He said, I've got a whole warehouse full of them, if you're interested. And I was thinking, I don't think I want a warehouse full, however, I might want some more. So here's the other one, which I've just loosely plonked on the farm. Hopefully this is showing you them more. And I'm navigating up the gaff here. So there you go. I quite like them. And I think, again, they're different to the others. Different textures, different appearance. So I thought, you know, how I like all my contrasting colours and textures. So if I squeeze through here, I've got boxes of trains on the floor. So yes, aren't they? I think they're rather good. Oh, actually, just here, which I plonked on top of the controller, I had this from them too. Yeah. And in here is more trees, and you can see these ones on little stands. They're like all pre-made. I thought they're going to be really useful for packing out that Levisham area a little bit more. So there we go. All I came back with is a load of trees. Right, notice the room switch here. I lied to you. I didn't just come back with trees. I did also come back with this. Oh, now, excuse me, bye. There we go. I'm trying not to get the shadow off the light. City of Birmingham. Look at the state of that wagon. I mean, it's perfect. It's worn. It has a buffer missing, as you can see. It was in a footplate of Kidderminster, which aren't too far from the Severn Valley Railway. They had a bargain bucket, and on the end of their stall they had O gauge. And my observation is double O, that's where they're all three deep with their fighting to get their hands on the wares. O gauge, you can kind of get near if you bide your time. So I had a rummage in the bucket. I found that £15. I thought that will do nicely because I can put some rubbish in there. It already looks like it belongs here. It's got Birmingham on it for the Peaky Blinders and this dirty scene. So other than trees, that's my only other purchase. So yes, I know what you're thinking. No black fives, no trains, no, very disappointing haul. But and then swiftly moving on, obviously I put the little short on of the diesels the other day, and the question was, could you spot me in the video? And I had one or two of you who did. A couple of you said, well, you're on the controls. Well, kind of. But did you spot me? Did you see where I was? Let me show you. So, did you spot me? Do you still need some help? Did those little clips not help? Okay, let me show you. I was, of course, in the Grosland Crossing Club wagon. And there I am. Did you see? If I just... Oh, man, Grosland. There we go. Can you see now? So yeah, I was in the back of the wagon as I was whizzing round on the back of the freight. Well done to those of you that did spot, and for all those saying, I think that guard's used all the coal. So not sure I'd ever make a guard, but there we go. But I am a very good customer of the Crossing Club. So that's all for today. Again, the few of you guys that I did see at the show, it was lovely to speak to you. And I hope you fared better than me, and I hope you didn't get whacked by rucksacks as many times. But I know a couple of you said that you prefer my longer format videos, and your complaint was I don't make enough of them. So I thought, you know what, I've got time. I am going out for a beer tonight because I kind of feel I've earned one today. So I thought I've got time, I'll make a quick video. So there we go. So until next time, guys, I am very conscious there's been way too many diesels as well. So I'm thinking the steam's going to have to come back out. And maybe I'll run some steam while I decide where to put these trees. Until next time, take care.